Hello, right, the day has come and I've chosen a fantastic Saturday to do the headlining job. As you can see, it's still missing. It's all ready, it's all been completed as you saw in the last episode. There is a couple of bubbles, there's just a couple behind my head and some a little bit around the side where I didn't quite get it flat enough. But you know what, it's so much better than the original. It is a slightly lighter shade, but only just. But I think the old one was really dirty as well for some reason. So I'm going to put this on today. Now it's raining at the moment, so what I'm going to do is avoid showing you, just literally I'm not going to do a camera shot where I'll put it through the back window. You know exactly what's going to happen. I'm just going to open the boot, take that partial shelf off, get these two seats swung down, and I'm just going to slide it all the way in, and then we're going to go from here. I'm going to try my best with the camera shots on this one to show you exactly how you go about this, but literally that's how you get it in. Go via the tailgate. If you've got the saloon version, I can't help you with that. You're going to have to twist it through the back doors, because there's no way of doing it. It's a bit of a faff on them, but if you've got the hatch, bingo, half the job done. And then we're going to start literally attaching some of the bits and pieces. Now, first thing I will say is you've got to take the door seals off. So I'm going to have to release this trim a little bit and take these seals off. Now, unfortunately, it is raining a little bit, so there's an element that water could get in. So I've got to be quite conscious of, yeah, I'm doing a job and I need to take all this stuff off, but I need to do it little bit by little bit. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's crack on. Right, open that door. Just stay there. Right. Just take this off. Now this door seal, I'm afraid, is completely gone. There's actually a split in it just there. This is going to have to be replaced, so I'm just going to actually leave it completely off. I think it's best with this one. I'll come back to that in a second. And then just go around, take them all down so it's just loose. I think it would just go under that. You don't need to take that off. You don't really need to take that off anymore. It's loose from the top clip. The C pillar trims, and we'll just slide it all the way in. So let me just go and get the boot sorted. All you need to do is just peel it like that. Just leave it like that now. You don't need to do it any more than that, and do the same with the other back door. And then, well, it would help if I actually had the battery connected. Okay. Right, in the boot we have a number of things. So just take these two off. Oh, come on, camera. Just focus in on what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Take these two off. Now I'm just gonna, to be honest with you, just unhook it. Just leave it like this. There's absolutely no need to do anything else. I wouldn't actually worry too much about the headrest. I don't even think I need to mess with these back seats. Just make sure that this trim is off. That's off. Now this is like a ceiling trim on the end. I might give this a clean, but basically the end of the headlining goes into that in this groove here, which is quite fortunate actually. I need to do some treatment because that doesn't look particularly great, but I think I need to catch that before it gets worse. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Guess what? It's only just stopped raining, so I will film this instead. Right. Potlock. Don't to get it too dirty. Slide it in. Right, now you've got it in this sort of position. In fact, the headrests do come in handy actually. So you just got to push it all the way forwards, try and get in position, and then I can see if I can get the top two clips in. I've got to line them up first. They line up somewhere with one of them, or there's many holes. I don't know which one it is. But get all the bits and pieces ready and just slide this completely in. Oh, I've got to take that door seal off. That's enough. Right, don't forget all your bits and pieces. So I'll just pop that in the car. And I am wearing my hat because it's absolutely freezing. Right, that's it. It's just move that forward. That was very easy. Right, now we're kind of in position. It's actually come too far forwards. I think the first thing I'm going to do is try and hook it over the you know, the B pillars here. Okay, what you try and do is hook it over there to see if it will stay up. Anyway, I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to try and do that now. Whoa. This is the bit where it gets a bit funny. Right. Oh, it's just, for some reason, it's tried to bend itself in that position. Right, that's in. Now let's get the other side in. Just hook it over. Try not to do much damage. This is where it gets a bit funny. It started to crease for some reason. Yeah, it's creased just a little bit. I'm a bit annoyed about that actually. Now, the back bit, again, I'm going to try to avoid creasing it. So if you just pull them down, there we go. Right, now the next one, the back C-pillar is actually already in place for some reason. Right, okay. It doesn't look too bad. I have to admit, it doesn't look too bad at all. I don't think a professional would have done it this way, but you know, it is what it is. What I would suggest is you just get your finger and just get this seam up so that the headlining can actually squeeze into the gap. So you have to keep doing that. I'll do it off camera, but basically that's how you get it squeezed in and then push it back in. Now what you can do when all that's done is just line that tab up with that and just give it a good bang. So this one seems reluctant, but basically if you keep doing that, it's because that pin's not aligned, that's why. Now the problem I'm facing is actually I've put it on quite thick around the edges, so literally just hammer it into place with a plastic hammer, and the clips will just clunk straight in. But there is a bit of, yeah, that's gone in nice and true. See, it's nice around there as well. I mean, that's looking really nice. Now we've got to do the same with the other side. This one, see, this one's the side. Oh, that's gone in. Oh, maybe it's not as thick on this side, but that one hasn't gone in, so that's gone in. Fine, that's gone in really nice. So you might need to give it a thump, as I say, because it's quite thicker than what I put on before. Come to the front and actually secure this at the front as best as possible. Now what I need to do is get the actual sun visors in first of all, I suspect. So what I'm going to do, as I say, that's the passenger one, this is the driver's one. We're just going to put that on there with those bolts, and I've got to find the mount for that actually. I think it should be down here somewhere. There is one here. Yeah, that's it, that's one of them. And then we'll put the screw through and then we'll tighten it up. Should. Oh, sometimes it doesn't go in. We're just gonna have a look. There we go, that's gone in. Now where's my screw? Gotta get my screw. Okay, and crosshead. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Just keep screwing it in till it's really tight. I have given all these bits and pieces a clean. The sun visors, as you saw in another video, were disgusting. I mean, I managed to get most of the debris off, but you can still see some marks. But overall, that is a huge difference. These were covered in mould, if you remember. You see, the camera, if I'm looking at your screen, you can see exactly what's going on. It's kind of like, it's a bit thicker there, and it's a bit thinner. But I don't mind that. And the sun visors are going to cover most of this bit. The bit in front of me that I'm not so happy about, but I'm looking back and I think, do you know something? It's looking better. And I think these creases have actually ironed out. So I'm And once again, putting this head visor on, put it on this side, and I had to make just another hole there. So we've got it guided in, so it will just guide in like that. Right, now I'm quite happy with how it's fitted there. I was a bit funny about that bit, but basically I've made the guide holes and just screw it in and then repeat with the other side. Should. Now for some reason that hasn't gone in. It's just twisted. I've forgotten that this actually twists. I must have twisted it out of shape. Now that makes sense. Now I can get that screw in. Let's get on the other side. Stop hitting me. Right. Okay. Repeat result on this side. So twist this. There we go. Twist it. Line it up. Get it in the bracket. There we go. In there. And I think we've got it lined up. Where's my screws? Take that off the bracket, twist, move out the way, move it that way. I think there's a bit of material there, but because it's so thin, the screw just literally self-tap. Basically, it's like a self-tapping screw. It will just go straight through. Lovely. This still needs a bit of a clean, but that is looking better. Now I'm going to pay attention to this. So basically, it goes in. This goes in like this. So you've got to slide it in this way because you've got these two prongs. So just go like that. Now the whole thing is held by two screws. Two, I think they're I'll look at my socket now. They are E11. These are E11s from what I can see. Yep, they are E11 Torx bits. Okay, external Torx, sorry, E-Torx, which is really unusual because this is the only E-Torx bolt that I've seen on this car. It's all Phillips screws. I think there's only a couple of pieces of equipment where I've seen Torx screws. Torx screws are like a Ford thing. Vauxhalls do these. These are what you find on Vauxhalls everywhere. Engine mounts, good, whatever it is, it's E-Torx. So that's quite unusual. Anyway, let's just thread this back up. Oh, well, just remember to connect it up. That would be handy. It didn't really click, but it's gone in. Now, if I can see the bolts, right, if I just, see what I mean? You just push it this way. So I moved the camera, sorry about that. So you just push it this way and the prongs sort of keep it up, and I would just try and line one bolt in, and it has actually gone in. Quickly. Don't know if that's threaded in at all. It's just caught the threads. I think I just didn't cross thread it, but it just wasn't lining up. It wasn't quite happy. Just push it this way and then thread it in by hand. It's very difficult because you've got this metal shield, this like projector shield for the light. Done. Now what I need to do is put the plastic cover back on, and it goes this way. Job done. Next step. Again, this is going to be fairly simple. Handles. Okay. Now the only part of the car that doesn't have a handle, there's 3 of them, is the driver's one where there's blanking plugs, like I think 2 of these for the drivers, because the driver doesn't need a grab handle. He's got a steering wheel, so they skimped on that. Notice that. Well, basically these handles, you really have to be careful because the plastic on the end is really fragile, so if you just bend it too much, it'll break off, which will be annoying because then you have to look at screws when you're in the car. So I'd just get another set of handles if that was the case. But basically there's a couple of screws. In fact, I didn't think there was that many screws. No, there should only be one screw. I don't know why that hole's there, but basically the screw goes in that hole there, and I can feel already it lines up perfectly. When you've got all this done at the front and you've got the back sorted, everything on the sides will line up perfectly. Now it's going to be a breeze, he says. So the handles go on this way, and they use these black screws. So just locate it in. Might have to thread the black screws through the actual handle just a little bit, and then so we've got a guide for when it clicks in. Come on, there we go, gone, and it's threading in straight away. Put the other one in, just put the rear one in. You can mostly see my head, but yeah, there we go, it's gone in, it's just gone in. Lovely, nice and tight. Put the caps back on, retighten this one. Lovely, much better than what it looked like before. And now you just need to repeat that with the passenger side rear, the driver's rear, and then we'll come to the next thing. Just locating the holes is probably the most difficult part of this task, but once you've found them, and you've found them both, just do them up really, really tightly. See, when you tighten one, the other loosens. And you don't want that for grab handles, so just go back a few times. Lovely. I've just noticed on this one, the plastic is starting to crack on that corner just here where my finger is, so you've got to be really careful of these plastics. Right, now that's on, just clip in this. There we go, done, and that's now tight. Now the next thing is these two clips up here. I've just put marks where they should be. It is these two. I've given these a bit of a clean because they are going to look a bit out of place. I might get some light coloured ones. Now if I can just, this might be tricky, I might have to make a bigger pilot hole. No, right, I'm just going to have a look first to see where it's lined up. My technique is just by going through that actual hole. There you go. Oh, that's gone in. No, it hasn't. Ah, now it's gone in. That has gone all the way through to the top of the roof. So it is big enough. It's a question whether the clip's going to go in and play ball, because these fir tree clips can be a bit of a pain. You have to get them on squarely and then just hit them with a hammer. So I seem to have it in a good place. Ah, there we go, it's gone. It's gone. That's gone in. Oh, not fully, I need to keep going. That's it, done. And now I'm going to find my roof has got a load of dents. Only joking. The same procedure applies to the other one. I think it's just here, so if I just move the camera just up here, and you'll probably see the hole. It's just here. And if I just make the pilot hole, find it, where is that hole? Yeah, it's there. Whoops, I went all the way through then. That was very good of me. That's the roof. Now I need to find that clip. Ah, it's gone now. This may go in, it may not. I suspect not. But again, the same force needs to be applied to this one. Yeah, that's gone in. Lovely. and then we just got these two sort of blanks for the driver's side. The square I think goes ahead of the, yeah, there we go, that's gone straight in. A bit of dirt on that. Just get my hammer. Done. I'll just clean away some of that dirt, and then next one could be the same, just feel. So yeah, that's a square, so it's the opposite. So the pin goes first in the square, and you'll find it pretty easily. He says, oh, have I got that the wrong way around? Yes, I might have actually. Just take it out. That's a circle, that's a square. Yeah, we got it the right way around. We just got a bit of material. Just get the hammer. No chances on this. Done. Lovely. Sorted. Right, now we got that. Right, just retrieve the wire and put it onto the actual sensor, which sits like this. So just plug it in there, and then it should clip in. I might have done it a bit too thick around the edges because it's just clipped in, but we'll see how we go. What I've done is I've gone a bit too much, as I said. So basically I've made a cut just in the corner with some scissors, a cut up here, so it just slackens it a little bit. It just eases it because it just clips in. Just put a wire plug back in. See what I mean? It's fighting me, but it will go in, and that wasn't really much of a click, but that's better than it was before. But that's as good as what it's going to sit. Lovely. All done. A few marks, but we won't worry about that too much. Done. Now you can see where I've kind of gone wrong. Just there. Don't know what caused that, but this is an air bubble. Because I was quite thorough, but that still happened. That is the backing board, but if you look further away, have a good look. Wow. Do you know something? Let me just tidy up the edges first by putting the seals in and the A-pillars. Just slot it in, make sure the wiring is nicely out the way. There we go, it's gone down. Now, my experience is just be careful. Just make sure the wiring is nowhere near the slots, and there is some up here. Oh, come on. Take your time. There we go. And just move that wire out the way. I don't like that there. Lovely. In. When we first started, this was so wet it was untrue, and do you know what? We've had rain today and there's not one drop of rain. So no more rain is going to come through that corner because we've sealed it, and no more is going to go down into the passenger footwell and stink the car out. Even after a clean, I mean, I've cleaned most things, but I'm going to do a fuller clean at some point. It still smells slightly of mouldy water. Right, so if we just line that up, that goes in nicely. That was very easy. There's actually no cables on this side. And just put that back in, just make sure it's all lined up. Where's my hammer? It's a bit thick here. There we go. Persuasion. There we go, done. Rover 45 trim isn't always the best, particularly on these late ones, but that is nice. Right, with the rear doors, I would just start from the bottom here and just bunch it in. It could be a bit tight when you come to this end, but as long as it's in, it's okay. So just pop it in. Could be a bit tight with this new headlining, so we're just going to see how it goes. Just keep giving it a tap and it will just gently go in. I love these things. US Pro rubber mallets. It's even got the beads in it like a shaker. Now doesn't that look nice? It looks so clean. The seal has finished it off. Now that seal's absolutely goosed. I mean, I'm going to show you it now. I have got a genuine one on order. Can't remember where it actually went, but somewhere along here is actually split. So that's no good, and I don't want water in the car, so I'm going to have to get a new one. They're about 25 quid, but it's a genuine one. So get genuine stuff and it will last. None of the other seals are in poor condition, but we're going to just put this back on. I'm going to do exactly the same with all the other doors, and then I'll come back to you when I'm done. Well, I have to say that is one complete interior. Arguably, and I know some of you are going to mention this, I tried to get it as close to the OEM as possible. Okay, the OEM colour, but it is slightly on the side of beige oatmeal compared with the original, which was slightly less beige and a little bit more grey, but I actually quite like it. Come on, focus. It's all lined up well, apart from that crease there. Yeah, that crease there. There's another one going on just there. You see where my finger is? Yeah. But it's quite nice. See what I mean? It's gone a bit, I've put a bit too much on the front. I just hope that that bears up a little bit. But you really don't see that. I mean, even from the outside of the car, yeah, you're not going to see it. And you're not going to see him once I've cleaned this glass. It'll people all the time put tinted windows on their car so people can't see them while driving. And my top tip, don't bother with tinting. Clean, see all that rubbish on the windows, just clean it thoroughly in and out, and then you wait until a nice, even slightly sunny day where there's lots of reflections. You try getting someone to spot you easily from outside the car. Not going to work. But I'm pleased now. Everything is back in. I mean, from where we came from, if you watch the first couple of videos, I mean, that corner was absolutely filthy. And now look at it. Just piece by piece, one little issue, one problem at a time. And you, at home, viewers, can do it yourself. Because I can. There's no reason why you can't. Honestly, that's the best advice I have for you today. And I'm going to leave you here with this lovely shot. My next task is to clean this up a little bit. Arguably, I've done so much. I've done actually too much before the MOT. To be truthful, I've not wanted it to get it beyond MOT readiness. I wanted it to be better than that. As long as the engine plays ball, and as long as we don't get warning lights and airbag lights and the usual, we should be able to sail through that MOT. I will see you very soon, guys. Hopefully we are probably 1 or 2 episodes away from that MOT. Take care, guys. See you very soon.